Hey folks, Dave here, known on YouTube as the not-so-evil Evil Viking 13, and welcome to the very first episode of the penny-pinching PC gamer Sale Watch. I know that there are a lot of PC games out there that I would like to play, however, my budget doesn't allow me to always pick them up right at release. After some time goes by, a lot of times I will forget about them. Then, later on, after a Steam summer sale comes along, or an Origin discount, I've forgotten which games were actually worth picking up. In this series, I'll produce a short 5-minute video going over all of the aspects of a game and what I think it's worth as far as value. Use these videos to build a wish list up and keep an eye out for these amazing sales on Steam, Origin, Amazon, or wherever else you might find them. To start things off, for episode 1 of the Penny Pinching PC Gamer Sale Watch, a game very near and dear to my heart, the RTS game World in Conflict, produced by what used to be Massive Entertainment and is now known as Massive Ubisoft. World in Conflict is a real-time strategy game that might be better categorized as a real-time tactics game. It should appeal to traditional RTS players as well as people who would prefer a more action-oriented RTS game. It released in 2008, and the built-in sequel released the next year in 2009. First things first, single player. Yes, World in Conflict has it, and in my opinion, it's actually quite amazing. If you enjoy history, especially Cold War history, if you enjoy Cold War novels such as Tom Clancy's Red Storm Rising, then this single player will be right up your alley. Speaking of Tom Clancy's Red Storm Rising, the co-author of that novel, one of my absolute favorites from Tom Clancy, actually helped co-write the single player campaign for World in Conflict. The campaign probably lasts around 10 hours or so, maybe a bit more depending on how you play. If you've purchased the World in Conflict Complete Pack, it does come with the original base game, as well as the standalone expansion pack, Soviet Assault. If you have both games, the campaign will actually start from the Soviet perspective first. I believe somewhere in the middle of the campaign it will transition back to the original campaign from the base game. In the original campaign, you fight back the Soviet invasion of the Western US. It's a little cliche, but I do love Red Dawn, the original Red Dawn, and this feels a lot like playing the RTS game Red Dawn, but with more actual National Guard action rather than just insurgents. Next up, multiplayer. There are still a few servers up running multiplayer maps in World in Conflict, but don't expect there to be a lot of variety, and there will probably be times where there will not be any players available to play. In the multiplayer, you have a set pool of reinforcement points. You pick a class, air support, armor, infantry, or the support class, and you call in a certain number of units using your reinforcement points. Once your reinforcement points are all used up, you have to just field the units that you have. As units die, the points that they cost you to buy will filter back into your reinforcement point pool. Teamwork is crucial, as in most games, but especially here, as if you are a tank player and you are attacked by enemy helicopters, you really can't build those good AA units. You have to depend on your other players to help you out. The multiplayer is actually where I get my personal investment in World in Conflict because back in 2008 and 2009, I designed 2 of the officially supported community maps for World in Conflict. If you guys buy the game on Steam right now, you can play on DO_Paradise and DO_Virginia. Both of those are maps that I created. You can see my name hanging out right there on the load screens. They are both domination or capture the point maps, and I put a lot of time into these, and in my opinion, they're quite a lot of fun to play. On Paradise, I even have custom painted textures and custom objects like palm trees to help sell the atmosphere. Now let's take a look at graphics. You guys have obviously been looking at the game as I've been talking, but the game holds up, as you can see, very, very well. This was one of the best looking games to come out in 2008, and the level of destruction and particle effects remains pretty impressive. I remember this being one of the original games that really wowed me with the possibilities of destruction. Infantry can garrison buildings and forests, which means that you can of course take those areas of cover down. You can level entire buildings, you can burn down forests, you can knock over street poles as your tanks roll through, and if you drop a tactical nuke, a wave of destruction radiates out, just reducing everything to rubble. The graphics do still chug occasionally with a lot of stuff going on. Running this on two GTX 680s on all ultra settings, I did have occasional frame rate drops, such as during nukes and stuff like that, but overall the performance was good and the graphics, like I said, do hold up. Any modern PC should be able to handle this game without too many problems, although you might have to crank some of the fancy particle effects down to get a smoother frame rate. How is the stability in World in Conflict? Well, let's take a look at some of the other games that this studio, Ubisoft Massive, formerly Massive Entertainment, has made. They made the very famous Ground Control series, and since being purchased by Ubisoft, they have worked on Far Cry 3. Both of those series were known for their stability and really just overall polish, and if that's one word that I could have to describe World in Conflict, that would be it. The game is polished. Only a few patches came out after launch, and for the most part they just added content and fixed a few balancing issues. The game was absolutely polished. That sums up World in Conflict, so let's finally talk about value. What is a good sale price for this game? Even normal price on Steam is only $9.99, and I would say if you are a fan of RTS games and you are feeling that RTS game itch, if you are a fan of Tom Clancy novels, or anything really Cold War, Red Dawn style, and you just need a game to fill that void, $10 is a pretty good deal, but if you're like me, you're going to wait for that final sale price. You can expect to see World in Conflict on sale for around $4 to $5 during, say, the Steam Summer Sale, and if you see it at that $5 or less mark, definitely jump on it. Even if RTS games really aren't usually your thing, the game is pretty easy to get into, and even if you just put the campaign on easy and power through it, it is a very enjoyable experience. There's just really one thing to remember: if you guys do pick up World in Conflict, make sure that you purchase the complete edition that has the original base game as well as the standalone Soviet Assault expansion pack. The price difference is usually only about $1 or $2, so definitely watch out for that. Thank you guys for joining me for this first episode of the Penny Pinching PC Gamer Sale Watch, and I will see you all next time. If you guys want to stick around, I am going to roll a few more minutes of extra gameplay for you, just so you can get a feeling for the game. Or, if you'd like, check out a few of my other videos linked right here on this screen, and if you want to see when I post new content, don't forget to subscribe before you leave.
So-called 1, Red Dawn. I say again, Red Dawn. Make me proud.
The target area has been destroyed. Out.
You will need anti-aircraft support to handle those helicopters. Call for reinforcements on the support channel.
Target vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, the Americans will shoot you to pieces if you're unable to protect yourself, Lieutenant.
I cannot allow you to continue the advance without anti-air support.
Turbines warmed up. Drive on.
You are ready, Lieutenant. Now move to the bridge and clear the skies on the way there. You have incoming enemy helicopters, Lieutenant.
We have eliminated the missile вертолет. We destroyed the target, товарищ командир.
More enemy helicopters are moving in to attack you, Romano.
Anti-tank unit of a squad. Стреляй. They're engaging us.
Transport division, we are driving now. Truck here. Where do you want us?
What now, товарищ? Target the enemy. 18 squad ready to move. Attack the target. We're in the middle of something. They're pushing hard at farm. Right fire! Атакуйте! We're under fire! Anti-tank unit is gone. We are regrouping and resupplying. The farm belongs to the Soviet people. Tank busters are moving out. We're under fire! The town square belongs to us. Ships are deployed. We're all aboard.